Hi, YouTube. It has been a very exhausting few days, and now I'm going out of town to 2 different states in the next 48 hours. I'm literally leaving in 20 minutes to go to Chicago, and then tomorrow I'm leaving from Chicago to go to New York, and then from New York the next day I'm coming back here. So technically 3 states in 3 days, and my allergies are killing me right now. Literally all day I've been sneezing and I can't look down or else immediately snot out of my nose running off my face. So that's really been exciting. But all day I have been helping my parents get ready for a video that I'm filming this week that you will see after this one. A very exciting party that I'm having, and I'll send you a little clip. I'll show you a little clip of we have been building this structure in our backyard for the party. So you can see the before, and then I'll show you when it's finished and all decorated and cute in the next video. But for now, we're gonna go to the airport and I'm gonna get something to eat on the way there, hopefully. Maybe another coffee. Lord knows I need one. But yeah, I'm very excited for my airplane trip. I have some very exciting first time watches that I'm going to be participating in on the plane. And hopefully we'll get some time. This is a work trip. Yeah, it is a work trip, but hopefully we'll have some time to see some little cutie spots in Chicago, in New York. And if so, then you are coming right along with me. So can't wait to see how this turns out. Just kidding, I hate when people say that. But also I can't wait to see how this turns out. So let's go to the airport. I will see you later. Almost immediately after we left for the airport, it started raining in Austin, and there was a huge storm that came out of nowhere. We get to the airport, and our flight is super delayed. After waiting in the airport forever, starting my movie, we finally got on a plane, and we didn't land in Chicago until 10:30 or 11. Or no, we didn't get to our hotel in Chicago until 10:30 or 11. We hadn't eaten anything. So we had to Uber Eats dinner from somewhere that was still open, and it took almost an hour for the food to get there, which any other time I would not be complaining. But when we have to get up the next day at 8 a.m. and we've been traveling or at the airport for 5 hours and it's already been a long day, I was very exhausted and very excited to eat, but also ruining the fact that I had to get up so early. I finally was able to crawl into bed, and after watching some TikToks, of course, I fell asleep for the next day. 8 a.m. call time. We met the client and the other people on our team. I thought it was going to be very simple, very easy, a type of day that we've had many, many times before. We were going to be doing some filming with our client downtown in Chicago. We meet in the lobby that morning, and the client reveals to us that he dropped his phone and completely shattered his screen, and it has become unusable. Well, we all are supposed to be on a flight to New York City in a few hours. It was going to be almost impossible for us to continue with our schedule without his phone getting fixed. Technically, I was production assistant for the day, so I was given the task of finding out where I could get this guy's phone fixed 3 hours before we had to head to the airport, fully on my own without him. So I took his phone, I got in an Uber, I went to the closest U-Break iFix iPhone repair store that I could find in Chicago, a city that I've never been to before in my life. I get there, I tell them money's not an issue. I'll pay however much it costs to get this done quickly. And they're like, oh, we absolutely cannot do this for you because the phone has Find My iPhone turned on. We can't do this unless you can turn that off. And I was like, no worries. I'll come back in a little bit. I'll just call the guy and get him to turn it off. No problem. So I leave and I stand in the sun in the parking lot because I'm at a shopping mall. It's so hot outside. I have nowhere to sit. I don't have a car. I have nowhere to go. And I get on the phone with the client and with my boss, who's my dad. And so I'm talking to them, explaining that we need to get the Find My iPhone turned off. We discover the guy does not know his Apple ID password. So he can't use one of his other devices to turn it off, and we can't get into his phone to turn it off because his screen is completely unusable. And I'm on the phone with him, I'm on the phone with his son, I'm on the phone with his other son, his sons are on the phone with his wife. I've never met these people, but we're all trying to get this guy's phone to basically allow us to turn off Find My iPhone. We cannot do it. I call the Apple store. I can't get in touch with any human being. No one is helpful. Apple, you are an evil company and I hate you. I'm not being dramatic. You're terrible. You're trash. I go back to the iPhone repair store. I beg them. I'm like, please, can you do this? They're like, we absolutely will not do this. I'm like, okay, cool, great, awesome. You can't make an appointment to talk to someone at the Apple store without using your Apple ID, but I'm not trying to get my phone fixed. Apple, once again, your systems are terrible. I'm crashing out. I'm trying to get this fixed. I'm on a huge time crunch. Meanwhile, everyone else on the team is like at another place in the city trying to film this, and I'm also trying to communicate with them to get this solved. Finally, I'm like, okay, there has to be another iPhone repair store in the city. Maybe someone else will fix this without this Find My iPhone thing being turned off. So I find this place on Google. It looks so sketchy. The reviews are all very questionable. And the guy on the phone is like, wait, it's just the screen that's cracked? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, then there's no reason I have to have that turned off. And I was like, okay, perfect. So if I come over there right now, you can fix it? And he goes, yes. And I was like, okay, perfect. Can you fix it within 2 hours before my flight leaves? Yes. Okay, perfect. So I get an Uber. I head over there. It's in the middle of downtown Chicago. I'm trying to find this place, but I can't find it anywhere. Finally, I discover the iPhone repair place is actually inside of a printer ink store, and there's just a sign inside the store that says, we fix iPhones. It's so sketchy, I can't even. And he goes, I can have this fixed in the next 30 minutes. It'll cost $250. I was like, OMG, perfect. No questions asked from me or him. So it got fixed. The client was overjoyed that I fixed it for him, and he gave me a large $200 tip for all my efforts. Thank you very much. I just completely felt like I was living my Devil Wears Prada fantasy, and I was Anne Hathaway in that moment, handing him the unpublished Harry Potter manuscript, just like in the movie. And yes, I was wearing the Chanel boots. Thank you very much. But after all that, I cannot lie, I was very excited to get out of Chicago and head to New York City. New York City is one of my favorite places probably in the world. I mean, I haven't been everywhere in the world, but I love New York City. I love it, as many people do. Addison Rae, I'm looking at you, and Madonna too. I was on my flight to New York City, and I was watching a movie. I was totally enthralled, and all of a sudden, I got this overwhelming sadness that just hit my body. And I realized that we were about to land. Then I also realized that I was in New York City a couple months ago, and it was probably the happiest experience of my life. I was landing in New York City after only a few months, and everything in my life feels so different from when it did back then. And I was landing in New York City in probably one of the worst times of my life. And I felt so overwhelmed. I was holding back tears. I was trying to just breathe and relax, but it felt like, because I was landing in one of my favorite places on earth, but I couldn't help but feel so empty inside because of how empty my life feels now from the last time I was here. I immediately wanted to leave. I felt so miserable when I should have been so excited to be in the city that I loved so much. But everything made me remember, everything reminded me of how good it was last time and how different things are now. But the next day, we got up for work. Things were going smooth. It was very rainy and kind of dreary and foggy, which was not something that I have experienced in New York City very much. And it was kind of comforting to feel like the city was being gentle with me and was sad for me because I was so full of sadness. It felt like it was being reflected in the pools of water on the street and the droplets on the side of the subway and the side of taxis and the fog hiding the tops of buildings. Everything felt a little smaller and a little more compact and a little more dark. And but I felt okay. I felt good. And it was a new part of the city that I had never really explored before. I was able to get an hour of time to myself, so I went and got a little coffee and I walked around, and that's when I started to feel alive again, and I started to take back the city. And New York is just such a place that it's so big and it's so full of life, and there's so many people. Everywhere you look, there's someone different, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of lives and stories crossing for a minuscule amount of time, and you have no idea what's going on. And it's just such an amazing place to get lost in and feel so alone, but in a place full of people, so you're not lonely. And I don't know, there's just something so electric about that city. And so even though I was so overwhelmed with sadness and depression when I got there, it was like I was able to breathe in the life of the city again, and I felt like it was pouring into me and reminding me why I loved it so much. Hi! So obviously I'm back home, and as you heard and saw, the trip was very emotional and overwhelming. I literally had like no time at all to film little clips with me in them. It was pretty much impossible. But I really wanted to do this while I was gone and didn't get a chance to show you like what's in my bag. You know, classic YouTube. So even though I'm not on the trip, I thought maybe we could just unpack the bag, and I'll show you some of the things that I took with me, some of the things that oftentimes end up in my personal carry-on during a trip. So, first thing, very important, my calendar. Now you might be asking yourself, why is it paper when we live in the world of digital media and phone calendars connected by Google? I do not subscribe to that, okay? I subscribe to this. I subscribe to writing everything down day by day and seeing 1 month on a page and color coordinating, okay? Color coordinating. Is it the most efficient? No, because sometimes people be asking me what my schedule is and I don't know unless I have this book, and I don't always have this book. So sometimes I double book myself. But I hate Google Calendar. I hate calendar apps. They're evil. Moving on. Really important is I always have to have a snack with me. This is my favorite snack right now. It's Bjorn corn. This is the spicy flavor. I really like the spicy flavor, and fun fact, this is Emma Chamberlain's favorite snack. That is why I started getting it. Now, do I have to order it on Amazon and make my dad pay for it? Yeah. Next question. This is my camcorder, the one that I use for all of my vlogs. I just use my iPhone for anything that has audio in it because this does not have good audio at all. But this is by far my favorite camera I've ever owned because it has that, you know, camcorder style and feel, but the zoom on this is absolutely incredible. As you've seen in some of my videos, I can zoom in crazy style and it still looks really clear. And also it has like one of those like slide left to right zooms, and it's so much fun to use. And the other thing that I like about it is how small it is. I got it on Amazon. It's the Sony HD Handycam blah, blah, blah. It's on Amazon. If you search camcorder on Amazon, I guarantee it's the first one. Would recommend. So something that I always have in my bag is some kind of gum or mint or something. Right now I have these essential oil super mint capsules. They're like these little pods that you just stick one in your mouth and let it like dissolve or pop, and it coats your mouth in like peppermint oil. Makes me feel very clean even if I have not brushed my teeth, and makes my breath smell good if I just ate something, so I always keep that with me. I always have chapstick. This is one of my favorites right now. It's from Trader Joe's, cucumber mint. Listen, if you're a man out there, this is a great flavor for you because it's very flavorful and fun, but very mask presenting flavor and scent. And then I have like a bunch of accessories and stuff, but I'll just show you this one really quickly. This is a bead bracelet that I have. It says Ethan, and it has rainbow beads and then like an ombre. When I used to work at Dutch Bros, I had a regular who was a mom and daughter, and they used to bring me stuff all the time, including that little bracelet. And so I would always wear it on shift at Dutch Bros just in case they came, so they could see that I loved it. Okay, last thing is, listen, before you get too excited, this is The Artist's Way, okay? It's a book that it says The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity. That's what it is. It's like a book and study guide, an exercise guide that helps you pave a path to creativity. And yes, it does work. Ask me if I do everything every day like I'm supposed to. No, I don't. But I should get back into it. I've been trying to, and that's why I'm not doing it, because I say I'm trying, and so then nothing will ever get done. And then this is my notebook that I use to do daily writing every morning, 3 pages. Very cute. I got this as a gift from my friends for Christmas. It's a Taylor Swift lyric. Anyway, that's what's in my backpack, and all of the things that I just showed you are pretty consistent no matter what the trip is and where I'm going. Those are the things that I absolutely need. So, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this very strange vlog of mostly a giant voiceover of me. Hope that was entertaining. And I'm so sorry that this just was so weird, but it was also kind of fun and different. So hopefully you enjoyed it. The next video that I have for you, so good. Get excited. Entertainment value is about to boom, 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 boom. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great night. It's night. I'm about to watch some Drag Race with my friend, and I will talk to you later.